All right, I'm going to outline a scenario and you're going to tell me if it sounds familiar. So you've wanted to start a SaaS for a while now. You've seen all the hype online, everyone's starting a SaaS, software is becoming easier to get into, and you really want to start one or maybe a mobile app, but you have zero coding knowledge. You have no idea how to choose a tech stack, and you just literally have no clue where to begin, and it's super overwhelming. So you procrastinate, you watch YouTube videos, and then you never get anywhere. If that sounds like you, I am going to blow your mind in this video. I'm going to show you a completely free open source SaaS boilerplate that you can basically copy and paste, set up in a few clicks, and then get your app idea up and running and get it to market insanely fast. So much faster than you could have if you didn't have this boilerplate. Let's get into the video. Okay, beautiful. So let me show you the website for Open SaaS right here. If you just look up Open SaaS right here, opensas.sh, this is it. It's the free SaaS template with superpowers. Open source, feature-rich, full-stack React and Node.js template that manages features for you. And if that sounds confusing, don't worry. We're going to cover all of that in the video, get into it in a little bit more detail here. So it's super dope. Open source, I said. Admin dashboard to see who's buying the app and what your revenue is. Stripe integration for payments. Auth, all done for you. Open source philosophy, which is super awesome. Love that. And yeah, there's Playwright for end-to-end testing, which is a little more complex, but it's a very crucial part of app deployment and development. And yeah, it's just super, super cool. So basically, we are going to walk through now how you can actually look at this repository right here and then go through the actions to set it up on your machine and actually get this cloned. So if you don't have a GitHub account, GitHub is basically like Instagram for developers for big nerd bags where they can share their code and like store their projects basically. So make a GitHub account if you don't have one, because if you are thinking about making a SaaS or want to build software in the first place, this is an absolutely crucial thing to have in your tech stack. You're going to need source control, and GitHub is the best one. So if we go on over to the README right here, so normally the README for any repository has key little bits of knowledge around how to set up the app or how to clone the repository or how to integrate it with X, Y, and Z, or a bit about the tech stack or just stuff like that. So it's always helpful to read the README. So as I said, yeah, it shows the tech stack here. SendGrid Mailgun for email sending, Tailwind for styling. So super, super good tech stack here. So then you get to this getting started part. So it's like, you're like, yeah, so wait, need a little, you know what I'm saying? All my Canadian guys or girls, you know what this is all about. You know what's up with that. Getting started, we got the simple instructions here. So to install the latest version of WASP on Mac OS, Linux, or Windows, run the following command. So let's copy and paste this. That's me. Let's head over. Dude, my Mac has been like so slow recently. I think I need to update or something. I don't know what I need to do. It's being super shitty though. So open up a new terminal right here. And now let's actually get this thing put onto our machine. So we're in the desktop right now. So let's paste this command in here, run this. Now see, WASP has been successfully installed, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. And now we can see this command right here, WASP new my app. So that is the command that we're going to create that will help us create a brand new app using WASP. Now, by the way, mine went very, very quickly just because I already actually had WASP installed. But for you, you're going to see a bunch more stuff. It might take a minute or two, depending on how good your computer is, but it should be pretty quick. So let's go back to the repository. Now we're going to copy this, and we're not going to want to change this at all. Copy this, paste it in here. So WASP new -t SaaS. The -t SaaS part, or at least the SaaS part, is pointing WASP to the correct template for Open SaaS, the exact one we want. Enter the project name. Now we're going to call it YouTube SaaS. Now see, creating your project from the SaaS template. Very important, and you should definitely see from the SaaS template here. If you don't see that, well, you should see that if you've done everything that I've done in this video. But if you don't see that, that's a sign that something has gone wrong. Okay, to run your new app, follow the instructions below. So it was successfully created. Perfect. And if we do this right here, we should see YouTube SaaS right here, which is perfect. This is our new folder that we just created. So let's CD into YouTube SaaS /app. So the app directory within YouTube SaaS. Now we're going to go wasp db start right here. Port already in use. Wasp can't run Postgres dev database for you since port 5432 is already in use. Okay, so you probably won't be getting that error, but I was already running a Postgres database on that port. Let me fix this, then we'll keep going. Okay, cool. So I killed that server so I killed the database that I had running on that. Now we can go back and we can run wasp db start right here. So you'll see all kinds of stuff up here. So starting a Postgres dev database based on your wasp config. Now mine ran very smoothly because I had already installed Docker. So what Docker is it's a great little way. If it's going to open, here, I'll just show you on here actually. Docker download. So just go to Docker download Mac or Windows or whatever, and then you're going to want to go here. Just click like download. You don't have to have a plan. You get like a bit of free compute. Docker personal right here. So it's just that Docker desktop. So download that, $0, completely free. And then once you have that, this system should work great because it'll recognize that you actually have a Docker environment ready to kind of host the server. Yeah, cool. So now, since we have the database up and running, we can leave this up and running in the background right here. Or actually, I'm going to kill this. And then let's hop on over to our IDE or development environment. Open up the folder that we made. Here it is, right here. I'm using Windsurf. You can use VS Code, anything you want. So once we're in here, let's go terminal, new terminal, and then we can go ls cd app, and then we can go wasp db start. So now this is just the exact same command we ran on the other terminal, but now this is in app. So we can always have this bash terminal right here running our database. And then you should see a similar icon, like a plus icon, where you can create new terminals where we can run our other commands that we'll need for later development in the app. So then from this new terminal that we started, we are going to want to run, where is it? Wasp start. So just run wasp start, but first run cd app. So make sure you're in the app directory, then run wasp start in the new terminal. Remember, not the one that we are running our database from or our Docker environment. So run wasp start. You should see all this stuff. And then you will get a page like this on localhost 3000. That's where it'll spin up and you'll get our actual like full template, like light mode, dark mode, log in. You have your login routes, you have your auth, pricing, log in to buy plan. That's automatically going to redirect you to Stripe. And then we're going to just connect our Stripe credentials and absolutely everything. Now, the reason why I'm getting all these weird icons and the pictures won't load and stuff, which is something that you might get too, is you need to migrate the database to like a new Docker environment if you've already spun up a project previously. So if you're doing this from scratch, you shouldn't have this issue at all. But I have to run wasdb migrate dev. So this is just something that I needed to run to basically just set up our new database and kind of like remove the old one basically. New migration, YouTube, SaaS, v1. Okay, cool. Now, since it's in sync, we can run wasp start again. Okay, great. So now you can see the database is synced and it knows where to actually find the pictures and all the correct things that we need. So now that we've scaffolded our project, set it up. We have our template installed on our local host right here. The noisiest scooter just drove by. Now we can get to the fun part where we actually get to customize our project, make it our own, make it in line with our SaaS and our vision that we have for it, and actually just like fully build it out and get things going. So we're going to start on the front end first. We're going to build it out and make it look cool. Then we're going to actually move into the back end to develop our actual SaaS. All right, so if we go back to the development environment, you may be seeing these like server errors in your terminal. This is basically just telling us that we haven't configured our API keys, which if you aren't familiar with an API, pretty basic programming concept, basically allows you to use another software's functionality in your own software all programmatically without having to like log on to their interface and use it. So you can see we have the Stripe API key right here. So we will need to fill that in. Stripe webhook, customer portal URL. We're not going to use Lemon Squeezy. It's just not something we're going to do. To be honest, never even heard of it. Admin email. We have our Google Client stuff. So if we go back to our code here, let me actually just close Cascadia. So if we go back to our code and we go to the app directory and then we open source, then we open the landing page directory, we can see this content section content section file right here. So you can see cool feature number 1, describe your feature, cool feature number 2, describe a cool feature, and that all corresponds to back here, all this kind of stuff, some cool words about your product. So this is where we're going to be changing like a ton of the stuff, testimonial section, FAQ section. So we will be modifying this page quite heavily. Then next, if we go to landing page components and then go to the hero.tsx file, we will see the file that corresponds to all of this kind of stuff up here. So we have some cool words about your product. So if I said like the best goal planner in the world, and then I do Command S to save, you can see the best goal planner in the world is now the text that is on our page. So super great. Now we have a very basic idea on how to actually get stuff going. So if we actually, if we click on get started right here, it's going to take us to the open SaaS documentation right here. By the way, great documentation. If you're ever stuck, you can go through all the guides, analytics, auth, cookie consent modal, deploying, email sending, file uploading. They have really detailed docs. So shout out to the team over at Open SaaS. I don't know how big it is. I don't know who actually like manages and keeps this documentation up to date, but they do a really, really good job. So big reveal, guys. This is what we are going to be building the app around. This is going to be our SaaS idea. It is going to be a one-click itinerary planner for travel enthusiasts, people that want to travel, even travel agents. Even travel agents could leverage this and then provide it to the people they're working with. If travel agents still exist, I don't even know if they're still around. But this is going to be our basic concept that we're going to build out. Every app needs authentication, basically where a user can sign up via like Google or like GitHub, or sign up with like Apple, or just like email and password, right? Like the super simple sign up. So we're going to set up Google Auth first, and Wasp has really awesome Google Auth docs, how to set it up, right? So first step, we are going to want to go to the Google Cloud Console, this link right here. Head on over. It'll look something like this. You can click up here, and then you can click New Project. So we're going to name this Travel. Just make it all one word. Cool. So we're creating a project for us to basically get our tokens that we need. So basically, you go OAuth consent screen, and then you create the app. So select project, that's been created. We can go back up here, and we can go to Travel Agent SaaS right up here. Then we click on the nav menu here. We go to APIs and services, OAuth consent, app name, travel agent AI, user support email. I guess we'll just do my email. I believe that's just the autofill email of the account I'm signed in with. So I believe it said external. We need to select external. We will go with external, fill out applicable information on page 1. External, contact address, continue, create. Now I believe we can just go create OAuth. Application type, this is a web application. This seems only used to identify the client in the console and will not be shown to end users. Web client 1 seems fine, I guess. Now it should tell us, so for the authorized JavaScript origins, we're going to put localhost 3000 right here, and then we're just going to hit create. Now we have our web client all ready to go with our client ID and all sorts of stuff. So then if we come to data access after we've created our client, we can click add or remove scopes. So this is kind of all the things that the user is agreeing to let us access when they sign up with Google. So they recommend the user info.profile, like object right here. User info.profile. You can optionally search for other things like email. Okay, well, we're going to want their email as well. Author.user.email. Email address, we'll take that. And I think that's all we'll need. We'll just keep it really simple, as I said. Update that. Boom. Now we have those. These are non-sensitive scopes. So if we just hit save, that is perfect. Data access change is saved. Then from there, what do they do next here? We go create credentials. We already did that. Cool. Now if we go back to clients right here, we click on the client we created. We have the client ID and then the client secret right here. So we're going to grab the client ID, head back to our app in Windsurf, and then we're going to go to the, where is that again? .env.server.example, I believe is what they say. In the .env.server file. So let's copy all of this. Let's create a new file called .env.server right here. So this will be our actual one because it's not an example file. And we should see in here that the .env.example and the .env are both ignored in our git ignore, which is good because we definitely don't want to be committing our API keys to GitHub. So go .env.server, then in the Google client ID, paste it in here. So then client ID, boom. Where am I going? Paste it in here. And then for the client secret, we'll also just grab that down here. Copy client secret, paste in here, save this. Do we have any errors? Project was compiled successfully, building. Amazing, seems to be all good. Now, if we click login, we don't see an option to sign in with Google yet. So let me show you how to actually get the Google sign-in bar available to us here. Okay, then also in the authorized redirect URLs, we're gonna need to add localhost 3000/auth/google/callback. Click save on that to update that. I forgot to mention that earlier. Now, once we set all that up and actually save all that in our Google console, we can go to this main.wasp file. You can find it just in the root of our project. Main.wasp, it'll just look like this. Now, you're going to see this auth block right here. It's going to have the methods like email verification, password reset. And then we see Google right here. And it says uncomment to enable Google Auth. And then if you command click this is the guide that we were on earlier. So that is this Google Auth guide right here. But you can see if we go to our SaaS, go to the home right here, and we go to /login, Now we can see login with Google right here, because all we had to do was uncomment this, and then it just pops right up into our app. So it says locals refuse to connect once we clicked on it. I think our changes are still like propagating, you know what I mean, through here. So it says it could take 5 minutes to, so we'll come back when that's ready. Okay, cool. So after we've added our two redirect URLs right here, so we need to add localhost 3000/auth/google/callback, and then also localhost 3001/auth/google/login. Two to add there. And you can actually remove this JavaScript origin right there. I was getting that confused with the previous project I did. We're not going to need that for this setup. So just add these two authorized redirect URLs. Now, if we go back to the app and we wait a couple seconds for those changes to save in Google, and we click login, we'll see the Google button right here. And then if we click it, we'll get taken to this kind of like classic Google Auth screen that you always see. And we'll see the name here that we displayed or that we set up and configured in our Google console. You can see the developer info, stuff like that. So I'll sign in with this email, sign in, and then now we're authenticated in the app, which is super, super cool. We can see account settings, profile, your plan. We have actually like a remaining amount of credits that's pre-built into this demo app that the team set up over there. Excuse me. So on redirect, let me just show you this here. So if we go and we look at this auth block that we looked at earlier in our main.wasp file, and we go down here, we can see on after signup, import on after signup from the hooks file, and then on auth failed, redirect to the login page. So if the user failed to actually authenticate, we will send them back to the login page. But if auth succeeded through Google or just email and password, whichever auth method, we will redirect them to this route, the /demo app. And as you can see, after we authenticated, we are on the /demo app route right here. So that's super cool. And they've added this like awesome, so like call Jason. We can add call Jason. How many hours will you work today? Let's say today is going to be a 5-hour day. Call Jason. We can give that 0.5. Run it, 3 hours to run it. Then we click generate schedule. Well, we haven't set our OpenAI API key, but it will generate this schedule, today's schedule, high priority, respond to emails, do this, read a book, and it will learn WASP, and then you can check these off. So this is just the demo app that they've laid out, but this is where we will be integrating our app on the back end right here. And we can call it like /main app, or we can just keep it at demo app. It doesn't really matter what we do with the route, but this is where we're going to actually lay everything out and get stuff going. Full dark mode, full stuff working. So now, guys, you've successfully authenticated users, and we have a working SaaS, basically. I mean, we don't have a product yet, don't get me wrong, but we've got a super dope looking landing page that we're going to configure more. Then we can actually get to the super fun part, building out our SaaS. Okay, cool. So we have our landing page right here. So obviously, number one itinerary planner in the world, and it basically we just need to like update our logo up here and give it like our name of the SaaS, and then we could like this just takes you to the feature section. This takes you to pricing, obviously. So we can probably remove documentation because this just brings you to the open SaaS docs. So I think it's probably fair to remove that. And then also blog takes you to the open SaaS blog. So I don't imagine we actually need those. I don't think they're going to serve or like provide too much value in the project. So I'm going to go find a travel related image right here. Okay, cool. So I think this is more modern, more in line with what we want to do here. Yeah, I like that way more. Cool. So this is called hero_banner.webp. So now if we go to the components folder inside of source, components, hero, we should find, so remember from earlier in the video, this is where we changed our text, our hero text that people are going to see right away, the number one itinerary planner in the world. Okay, so I actually lied. It's not going to be in this public section right here. It's going to be in the static folder in client and then static. This is where it seems like the images are being pulled from. So if we add our hero banner to this, and then we go back to the components, sorry, not these components down here, go to hero, then you can see import open SaaS banner WebP from, boom, right here. So we can leave this the exact same, but all we need to do is just change where it's grabbing this from. So what was the name of it again? It was in static hero underscore banner. Nice autocomplete. Let's hit save right there. Let's go back. And now we can see it's updated and I think it looks much cleaner. Yeah, looks super good actually. Okay, so now we've updated that. Let's just commit this to GitHub. Add new hero image. Small change. We can commit this. So now we have this. So we can change this as well, which is just the text below this right here. So like we can just say, yeah, I kind of like that actually. Plan your day, not your itinerary. That looks good. That looks really good. Then dark mode, still slapping, still looks cool. Globe emoji. If this is one of those fake PNGs, I'm crashing out. Where we just do this, open this, downloads. Where is it? Globe icon, drag it in there. And it's not a PNG. Okay, we're not going to change it. It's fine. Globe logo. It's not a WebP, it's a PNG. Globe, not global. Globe. Now we go back to the app. We see this kind of sad looking globe, but at least it's more specific to what we want to do, which is perfect. Now these need to be removed still on the actual homepage. So if we look up documentation just in here, it's probably in content section right here. So we can just remove these because again, we're just simply not gonna need these. You can remove that comma, save this. Okay, nice. So now it's just features and pricing. Much more simple, much more clean. It's exactly what we want. Now let's just remove this section entirely. So if we go into here, I'm gonna go to mouse over. We're going here. This is this div. So maybe it will be able to find this. I'm not sure. No, so we can't find it like that. So let me just go into here and I will do this. We'll upload this to Cascade. Okay, so uploaded the picture right here, and I said I want you to completely remove this section from our page. Take your time and remove it slowly. Let's remove the logo components. Yeah, great. We don't need those. Less stuff is always better. It's always nicer to like strip stuff away. Basically. Okay, I don't know if we should let it remove the whole logos directory. I think the logos directory was specifically like the Salesforce logo, the ChatGPT logo. So it says it's successfully removed it all. I'm going to wait until our WASP app compiles, and it's just nice because it just auto compiles every single time we make a change. So I'm going to wait until we get some sort of a success here. I'm going to do this and just run WASP start again. Nice. So if we're back in here, we can see, what do we have in here?
Oh, it's just off stuff. That's fine. So you can see that we don't have that section anymore, which is great because we're just going to do like the cool features here. Okay, so we just had to edit our like cursor rules file right here because it was being incorrectly parsed as TypeScript. So you can see like the TS icon at the top of the screen right here for cursor rules. So this shouldn't be TypeScript. Like it's not a TypeScript file. So we're getting incorrect like types down here basically. And yeah, there's still a lot more for whatever reason. So I'm not going to worry about those right now. We can fix those at the end because they're not actually harming our app. This is just letting uh, Cascade basically know like what to do for the operations, the database files, for the external imports. Start with source, like giving it directions basically on what to do. Nice. Okay, amazing. That is beautiful. And we're getting this error by the way, just because we aren't logged in. This auth error. So now we have the best features. This is gone. This section we didn't want. Smart Finder. It added the emojis. Amazing. What our users say. We are just going to keep this in here and we're not going to change this for now. And we're not going to change FAQs as well. So we have our like page set up pretty good. Dark mode looks decent. Super simple. Nice landing page. Like you really don't need anything more than that, to be honest. So that's it. Boom. Now auth still works. We can log in. Perfect. And now we are at our app right here. So this is like the route, this demo app route. This is where we're going to build our actual like itinerary planner now. So like the front end editing is done. Super chill, nice. As I said throughout this entire video, whole point is to just spin up an idea quickly and actually try to execute on it like quickly so you can like start testing it and get feedback on the product faster than if you were to just like not spin it up so fast. Basically, I'm rambling. Now we can actually start kind of building out the logic for the itinerary planner. All right, cool guys. So we've wireframed out our app, very simple version of it, MVP or minimum viable product to just get it up and running. We've learned about the WASP tech stack a little bit. We've learned how to do the Google Auth in there, which is the feature that most people use to actually sign up for apps or just software in general. And we've learned how to kind of edit our landing page to be more in line with what we want to do and our specific software idea. So I'm going to end the video there because this is very much meant to be kind of a beginner's guide on how to spin this up. In the next video I make, we're actually going to go over like Stripe integration to accept payments, getting that all set up. We're going to go over actually building the back end of our app in detail and switching databases to Supabase instead of the Prisma database. So that's basically it. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to just get that all set up. And I'll go over all the steps we did in this, like extremely fast in that next video in case you missed this one. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.